What if I told you that working until 65 could be the biggest financial mistake of your life? In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to reveal 8 warning signs that you should actually retire earlier than you think. And one of these signs probably applies to you right now without you even knowing it. But first, let me tell you about Sarah. Actually, hold that thought about Sarah. Before we dive in, if you're watching this video, chances are you're already questioning the traditional retirement timeline. That's smart, because what I'm about to show you could save you decades of unnecessary work. Here's the question that will determine your entire financial future. Are you working longer than you need to because you believe myths that aren't even true anymore? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which of these 8 signs applies to your situation, and more importantly, you'll discover the one calculation that 90% of people get wrong when planning their retirement. But let's start with Sarah's story. Drop a comment right now with your current age and your planned retirement age. I'll personally respond to as many as I can with specific advice. So Sarah, a 52-year-old marketing manager from Ohio, came to me last year convinced she needed to work until 67. She had $400,000 in her 401k, a paid-off house, and no debt except a small car payment. I can't possibly retire early, she insisted. I don't have enough saved. 3 months later, Sarah submitted her retirement letter. What changed? She realized she had already hit the first major sign: complete debt elimination combined with basic savings. But here's what most people don't understand about this sign. When you're debt-free with a paid-off home, your retirement needs drop by 40 to 60%. The average American spends $1,800 per month on debt payments. Eliminate that, and suddenly you need $540,000 less in retirement savings to maintain the same lifestyle. Here's the calculation most financial advisors won't tell you. If you have 0 debt and own your home, you can retire on 60% of what traditional retirement calculators suggest. Sarah didn't need $2 million. She needed $800,000, and she was already halfway there. Wait, before you start calculating your own numbers, there's something crucial you need to know about the second sign that could change everything. Sign number 2 is reaching what I call the passive income threshold. This is when your passive income covers 50% or more of your basic living expenses. Most people think they need passive income to cover 100% of expenses before retiring, but that's financially inefficient. Here's why. Once you hit 50% passive income coverage, you can use a combination of part-time work, consulting, or strategic portfolio withdrawals to cover the rest. The magic number isn't $10,000 per month in passive income. It's whatever covers your non-negotiable expenses: housing, food, healthcare, and utilities. Take Mark, a 49-year-old electrician I worked with. His rental property generated $2,200 monthly, and his dividend portfolio added another $800. That $3,000 covered his mortgage, utilities, and groceries. He thought he needed to wait until that number hit $6,000 to retire. Instead, he retired at 50 and now does electrical consulting 15 hours per week, earning the additional $3,000 he needs. The difference? He went from 50 hours of work he didn't love to 15 hours of work he chose. That's not just early retirement, that's lifestyle design. Actually, Mark just texted me yesterday with an update that relates directly to sign number 3. Mark's text said, "Best decision I ever made. Just got back from a month hiking in Colorado. My blood pressure is down 20 points, and I haven't felt this good in years." This brings us to sign number 3, and it's the most important one that nobody talks about. If you're experiencing chronic stress, sleep problems, or health issues that are work-related, your body is telling you something crucial. The cost of continuing to work may be higher than the cost of retiring early. Here's what most people don't calculate. The average American spends $12,500 annually on healthcare after age 50, but this jumps to $18,700 for those in high-stress jobs. Chronic work stress increases your risk of heart disease by 40%, diabetes by 25%, and can reduce your life expectancy by 2 to 3 years. So here's the real calculation. If early retirement adds 2 years to your life and saves you $6,200 annually in stress-related healthcare costs, you're looking at a net gain of $50,000 plus over your lifetime. Suddenly, having slightly less in your retirement account doesn't seem so important. But what if I told you there's a sign that trumps all health concerns? Something so powerful it could override every other factor. Sign number 4 is recognizing golden handcuffs. When you're staying in a job primarily for compensation that's actually trapping you financially. Here's the paradox. The more you earn, the more you spend, and the further you push back retirement. Research shows that people earning $150,000 plus actually retire later than those earning $75,000 to $100,000, despite having higher savings potential. Why? Lifestyle inflation and the psychological trap of just one more year of high earnings. But there's a mathematical breakpoint. Jennifer earned $180,000 as a corporate lawyer, but spent $140,000 annually maintaining her lifestyle. After 15 years, she had $600,000 saved. Her colleague Tom earned $85,000 as a teacher, but lived on $55,000. After 15 years, Tom had $450,000 saved. Here's the shocking part. Tom could retire at 55 and maintain his lifestyle indefinitely. Jennifer needed to work until 62 to maintain hers. The golden handcuffs kept her working 7 extra years for a lifestyle that didn't actually make her happier. Tom recognized sign number 4 early and chose freedom over status. Now, if you're thinking, but I can't live on less money, the 5th sign is going to completely change your perspective. Lisa spent 3 months tracking every expense when she turned 48. What she discovered shocked her. 40% of her spending was either work-related or stress-related. $800 monthly on eating out because she was too tired to cook. $300 on dry cleaning for work clothes. $400 on a gym membership she rarely used because work consumed her time. The clarity moment hit her like lightning. Retirement wouldn't just reduce her income, it would slash her expenses by thousands. She wasn't just planning to leave work. She was planning to leave a lifestyle that work had forced upon her. The average working professional spends 25 to 35% of their income on work-related expenses. Commuting, professional clothing, convenience food, stress relief, and time-saving services. In retirement, these expenses disappear. If you earn $80,000 and spend $24,000 on work-related expenses, you only need to replace $56,000 in retirement to maintain the same standard of living. That's a 30% reduction in retirement income needs. This single realization can advance your retirement timeline by 5 to 7 years. But here's where it gets really interesting, and where most people make their biggest mistake. Sign number 6 is understanding market timing for retirement, not predicting markets, but recognizing when market conditions favor early retirement. The sequence of returns risk means that retiring during market highs can sustain your portfolio longer than retiring during market lows, even with identical total returns. If markets are at or near all-time highs when you're considering early retirement, that's actually a signal to strongly consider making the move. Historical data shows that retiring during market peak years like 1999, 2007, or 2021, and using a conservative withdrawal strategy resulted in portfolio success rates of 85 to 90%. David recognized this sign in early 2021. Markets were at all-time highs. His portfolio had grown 30% in 2 years, and he was 58 with $950,000 saved. Traditional advice said wait until 62 to be safe. Instead, David retired immediately, implementing a 3.5% withdrawal rate starting from a market high. 2 years later, despite market volatility, his portfolio value has remained stable while he's enjoyed 24 months of freedom he would have spent in an office. He caught the sequence of returns sweet spot and will likely never need to work again. Time is the one thing you can never get back, which brings us to the most emotional sign of all. Janet's awakening came at her daughter's college graduation. Sitting in the audience, she calculated that she had 8 to 10 good years left before her parents would need significant care. Her own health might decline, and her energy levels dropped. She was 54, financially able to retire, but planning to work until 65. I'm trading 11 more years of work for 11 years of my prime health and independence, she realized. What if I'm wrong about needing that extra money, but I'm right about running out of time? 3 months later, Janet retired early and has never looked back. Here are the brutal facts about time. The average person has 16 years of healthy, active life after retirement. If you retire at 65, you get 16 years. If you retire at 55, you get 26 years, a 60% increase in your healthy retirement lifespan. But here's what really matters. Your energy levels peak in your 50s and 60s, not your 70s. Every year you delay retirement is a year of peak physical and mental capability that you're trading for incremental financial security. The question isn't whether you can afford to retire early, it's whether you can afford not to. Which brings us to the final sign, and this one is different from all the others. The 8th and final sign is the most powerful. When your intuition is screaming, you're ready, but your analytical mind keeps finding reasons to wait. Psychological research shows that our intuitive decision-making improves with age and experience, especially for complex life decisions. If you're constantly thinking about retirement, researching early retirement, or feeling pulled toward a different life, that's not restlessness, that's wisdom. Your subconscious mind has processed thousands of variables and is sending you a signal. Every single early retiree I've worked with says the same thing. I knew I was ready before I admitted I was ready. The analytical mind looks for perfect conditions that will never exist. The intuitive mind recognizes when good enough is actually perfect. If you've been thinking about early retirement for more than 6 months, and you have basic financial security. Your intuition is probably right. The question isn't whether you're 100% ready, it's whether you're ready enough. So there you have it, 8 signs you should retire earlier than you think. Now, I promised you the one calculation that 90% of people get wrong, and here it is. They calculate what they need to maintain their current lifestyle instead of calculating what they need to fund their ideal lifestyle. Your homework is simple. Write down which of these 8 signs resonated with you most, then calculate your expenses based on how you actually want to live in retirement, not how you're living now. If this video helped you see retirement differently, subscribe for more unconventional financial wisdom. And if you're ready to create your early retirement plan, I've put together a free worksheet that walks you through the exact calculations we discussed today. Link is in the description. Remember, the perfect time to retire early was yesterday. The second best time is today. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good enough. Your future self is waiting. What are you going to tell them?